Hey, what's up, y'all? Boom, 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 boom. Bling, blow. How the you like me now? Look, this is part three to my second bit. So, when I went to see my counselor, my case manager, excuse me, they let me see what this text is. Yes, I will leave it for. So anyway, my case manager sent me over to Brockbridge, even though I had way too much time to go over there. So when I went to Brockbridge, one of the BGF dudes that had took up for me when I beat the blood prospect up, and he got sent over to Brockbridge too. He told them, yo, that white boy right there goes hard. He don't care. He'll go. He don't care about nothing. Y'all need to recruit him. And they were tied up at the time. So I'm the only white boy in the jail with a knife. It wasn't no joke. It wasn't no, you know, mishap or anything like that. So basically, they come up to me. I'm like, yo, I thought y'all were some white bloods or something. They're like, fuck no, or F no. We started under this way, that way, and the third. I'm not gonna get into it right now, but because that's not my story to tell y'all how Dead Man Incorporated started, right? If y'all want to know that, put it in the comments, and I'll tell y'all the God's honest truth. But um, so basically, they uh they recruited me. It was me. It was one dude. It was two dudes that were DMI. So everybody had to get sponsored underneath them two. One of them two dudes. So the guy Brandon knew my girl Amanda, who my sweetheart from 14 and 15 years old till she passed away at the age of 21. So he knew her. She had already passed away. We got to rapping. He tells me, "Hey, read this." He gives me the straight oath off the break. I'm like, "Whoa, I ain't trying to do nothing." So I waited. I watched them, and then they came up to me as a group because they knew I was the only one with a knife, a white boy in the jail with a knife, probably besides them. But everybody had locks, so that wasn't none. But I wanted a knife. You know what I'm saying? It's just something personal when you it like makes a gushy sound. I might be a homicidal maniac for saying that, but yeah, it's way more personal and it'll rile you up. So boom. Um I I go ahead and join up. Me, Stretch, and Data Jew spit the oath all at one time. It was Stretch, Jew, then me. Boom, we're in. So, you know, that's what happened. That's basically what happened. So, since we were so small, everybody held a seat. So as soon as we came in, we had to be trained on you know, how things ran because we had to come together collectively and start the machine, is what they would call it. So basically, you know, I I was I was SOA because I had the knives and I knew how to make them by then. Now I was studying people making them. They showed me how to make them. Man, I'm in Brockbridge and Carroll Dorm with all three showers on. I got a dude watching a window for just in case the police looking in. Man, I left the walls all tatted up. When you say tatted up, your floor's tatted up. That means that you know you've been putting in work on making them knives. So, had to hit the vape. Sorry about that. So, everything went good. We started recruiting there. And Brockbridge, don't get me wrong, a lot of you dudes are going to be talking ish where y'all say Brockbridge was only a pre release minimum camp. Man, listen, Brockbridge was a check in spot for anybody at any minimum spot before they got sent to medium because it was so, the system was so crowded that if you were at a low and you got in trouble, they sent you to Brockbridge till they can find a medium to put you. So dudes will come there knowing, F it, I'm going to a medium security. We're going to run this joint. There was two federal indictments when I was there, not have nothing to do with us. But it was still two federal indictments at this place. So you can only imagine how dangerous this spot was. It was dangerous, real dangerous. So next time I do the video, I'm gonna turn up the the I'm gonna turn up the light on the video because it looks to me like it's dark. But anyway, so I come right in. I'm SOA, man, and that is a job where sergeant of arms. That's a job where you got to work the hell out yourself. You got to make sure you know who's got what, when they need something, take it if something happens, dispose of it, get new ones, make new ones. Let me see who's calling me. Who's calling me? Okay. BS. Anyway, so boom, we we did that, right? So things were going good. We did one mission where it wasn't no knives. It was just I held the door. That's all I had to do. Hold the door. It was hands and feet, but they broke all the man's ribs. They busted his eye socket. They were literally jumping off the top of the lockers onto this dude because he was literally like the police had him as like it was past the police. He had his own phone and he would walk down the hallway in front of the police and they wouldn't do nothing. That's saying he's some type of government informant. So allegedly, people were jumping off the tops of lockers, throwing the lockers on him. I mean, the dude was bad. Like he was bad. He was supposedly a pagan, but he was lying. So, bada bing, bada boom. Um, you know, one day we go out the yard. Now, mind you, I'm cool with all the comrades on the other side, the J side. Everybody knows what J is in Maryland. If not, it's it's BGF. I'm cool with all them. So they say, yo, it's gonna be a big meeting in the yard. Have all your people out there. So we go out to the yard. It's a dude that's cool with the commander of J. So they're like, yo's not trying to break down. Uh it is what it is. We gotta get him. So we run up in the dorm on the next break, and he sees us and runs out the dorm. So everybody's like, meeting back in the yard, meeting back in the yard. Me, I stayed in the dorm because I had some homeboys in the dorm. So at this time, I don't got no joint on me because they didn't tell me bring a joint. I mean, it was like 30 of us. I mean, we were just going to like hold him down and make him tell us. Plus, other people had joints, and really was the J side to do their job. I mean, that was their hit, but we were just going to profit off of it. So I stayed in the dorm. 1 second before they close the door, the dude slides in. Now I'm playing dominoes at my man's bunk, facing the dude, and he is scared to death. So boom, Before all that, let me rewind. I had caught a tobacco ticket coming out the kitchen. I had 3 pouches, $10 pouches were like this big. So I come out the dorm, you know, and anyway, I go in the dorm. I stay in the dorm when everybody went out to the yard for the second meeting. He slid back in. I'm playing dominoes, but the whole time I'm watching, and I'm like, damn, he's on point. He's scared. We don't know if he had a poker. So here we go. The next break, they do breaks every 15 minutes. The next break, everybody that's involved runs in the dorm. Boom. They there was a one-eyed BGF dude named Savoy. We used to call each other twins. Shout out to Savoy. So, because he was missing an eye too. So we used to call each other twins. Savoy comes up to me like, yo, just grab him. I look at the dude. Now, mind you, I've been watching the dude for months because I know he's been catching. I know allegedly it's going to come a time when we got to deal with Joe. So I'm like, all right, bet. It's on like hot butter popcorn. I'm like, grab him. I'm like, man, the man runs the whole wreck. When we go out for 3 hours, he runs 2 hours and then does like 30 minutes of light weights. Man, I'm like, man, that dude, I'm like, man, that dude is, I'm thinking like, I'm like, man, that dude's got a lot of wind. I'm not trying to grapple with him. So, soon as they come in, Savoy says something to me. The dude walks up and I say, hey, yo, let me holler at you. Before he got the air out of I hit him. Boom! With everything I got. I was scared to death because if I didn't knock this, I'm known for knocking people out, right? Just to let y'all know. I was scared to death that if I didn't knock this dude out, you know what I mean? Like, instead of grabbing him, I would face some type of backlash. So I was like, all right, bet. Boom! Knocked him out. He falls on somebody that I'm cool with that's asleep. He hops up like, yo, what the fuck? Yo, before we know it, it was like a bunch of bees on him, bro. My man Stretch, he's in that karate stuff. He's kicking him in the chest every time he tries to get up. Mind you, when I hit him, boom, Savoy is right behind me. He was knocked out on his feet. He was asleep on his feet. I've never done that to nobody else. Savoy comes over me and just goes like this, boink, pushes him. He falls like a cartoon, like with his feet all the way up in the air, and his head hits the ground. And when his head hits the ground, he wakes up. That's when somebody grabs him and starts stabbing him in the face. Every time he broke free of that dude, Stretch will kick him. Every time that, I'm punching him. Another comrade's punching him. We slaughtered the boy in there. We beat the bark off, yo. And shout out to yo. I'm going to tell you a funny story how karma can get you, right? So, anyway, next break, everybody starts heading out. I'm ripping bunks apart looking for anything. I'm taking anything that's contraband because while we're beating him, we got all our peoples searching the whole dorm, ripping mats apart. There's nothing. He didn't have nothing. Waste of a mission. So they hit the 15-minute break. The smart BGF dudes and D run out the dorm. You got one little kid. They called him Reds. I don't know what his real name was. Real small dude. He slams the door in the police face. That means there's something going on in there. Don't come in here. To them, that means we're going in that dorm. So bada bing, bada boom. They come in the dorm. The dude is walking around just asking everybody, why'd y'all let them do? He's leaking from everywhere. I mean, like he had like pock marks from like an ice pick all on his face, and like where I punched him, it swelled up. but like the couple layers of his skin had like ripped. So bada bing, uh it's 21 people that's still not supposed to be in the dorm that got jammed up because that little kid slammed the door. Boom. Everybody that got caught in the dorm, me included, and my little son Mason. Shout out to Mason. He's down the Eastern Shore in Maryland. So everybody gets jammed up that had nothing to do with it. So they're pissed. Now we're becoming the most hated people there. But they all told anyway, so we go up for our tickets, me and Mason. We're the last two to go up. Mind you, I'm in a poor category because I just caught the tobacco ticket. All right. So, boom, they send us back. They send me back to MCIJ. Mason's never been there. So they lock us up, clink, clink. You got to send all your now MCIJ. They already had it set where you could. They already took clothes out of the facility. You had to be a real baller or had a crooked cop in your pocket to have some uptown clothes. The shoes weren't an issue just yet. So bada bing, bada boom. We get 60 days lockup. We go to MCIJ. We're in receiving. They're taking our clothes. They're like, well, since y'all in the same gang, I was like, oh, I ain't no gang member. Da, da, da. They said, man, we got it here on paper, man, that y'all are this, that, and the third. And you're this, that, and the third. So, boom. They said, since y'all are in the same gang, we're not going to put y'all on lockup. But if y'all F up again, you're going to do that lockup time, and we're going to give you more lockup time because now you're in a super poor category and you're in a poor category. So mind you, if you mess up, that's where you're going to go. Lock up for a very long time. They said about a year. So I'm like, all right, whatever. You know what I mean? Because me, at that time I had money still. I had grandma uptown in good health. I mean, it wasn't an issue like that. So bada bing, we get sent down to F building. F building was jumping. And I'm talking about every cell had a J dude in it. So, and we're functioning like this with them at that point. So, mind you, we do a couple things for them. And we come back we're at the gym one night. They want us to hit one of my homeboys who's Muslim. He was a referee. And I mean, he wasn't no slouch, but I mean, what is he going to do? But he was Muslim. So they wanted us to go at all the Muslims by ourselves. So we said, no, we ain't doing it. I'm not hitting my homeboy. They wanted me to hit my homeboy. I'm like, no, I ain't doing it. So after that, the relationship kind of broke apart. Now, they still mess with me, but as a whole, they didn't really rock out with us. That night, when we go back, the LTC, now I was just in the field at this point. I wasn't nothing. I was just a soldier because our ranks weren't permanent at that time, right? So you go from jail to jail, you lose your rank. So, boom, our LTC, this little dude named VA, shout out to Ronnie Boyd or Gary Boyd, whatever his alias is. He passed away, I heard. He's the father of my neighbor that grew up with me, Woody. Woody was up Cumberland. Shout out to Woody if you get this. One love, bro. Anyway, but so our LTC, when we come back, gets into an argument with VA about not going at the Muslims. So VA slapped the shit out of him. Bang! And Mike was double his height. And VA was a monster. Don't get me wrong, he played with the knives, guns. He got high out of his mind, but he was definitely about that business. So boom, he slaps Mike. He comes to my door. He said, "Yo, I just slapped one of your brothers." And me and VA, I used to call him number two. He was the second ugliest person in jail besides me, right? So that's why I called him number two, right? So boom, he comes to the door and tells me, because I'm his man, right? We F with each other, right? So boom, he's like, "Yo, I just slapped y'all LTC." I go off. I said, bring that BS to the door. I come to the door. He's got a big old welt on the side of his face. I'm like, "You, no good." So we go out to the yard that day. The man had a black eye where he slapped him and all that. So, boom, we go out to rec that morning. Now this is when MCIJ, everybody came out to rec. So we're all on the bleachers. I get up and start leaning on him. Blase, you're supposed to be like the face of us. You're telling people you've been down since day one. We brought you home like 3 months ago, 4 months ago, something like that. So he so we're ready to go in. We're the last ones to go in. I guess he thought we were going to hit him. We were going to hit him, supposedly, or allegedly. But not right then and there. We were going to plan, plot, and strategize how to get it done right. You know what I mean? Allegedly. So he goes and stands right next to the officer. He keeps going like this. Finally, the officer's like, "What the hell's wrong with your face? Man, you got a handprint." I'm hearing this. I'm the last one out besides him. He's like, "Go. You need to go on before we lock you up for this." So the man's got a handprint and a partial black eye from little VA slapping the cowboy ish out of him. So I go in. So now our LTC is gone. My man, the Jew, was the commander because he got checked in right before that. So it was like right after that. So like it was like a change of the guards basically. Rusty was a C. He went home from there the day the Jew stepped up. Mike was the LTC. This is Big Mike, and not Mike Krause, not Mike. Whatever Big Mike this down ECI that's got life for killing his grandma. This is Michael Reed. Mike Reed. So boom, Mike Reed is the last one out the yard. They put him straight in cuffs, put him on PC, blah, blah. I didn't see him till years later. And maybe I'll explain the story on that. But what happened was, like I said, so the next day we go out the yard. Now there's a vacuum, and everybody wants to be LTC because it's a chance you might not have to put in work. You know what I'm saying? So boom, uh, they all voted for me. Nobody even ran. They voted for me. Boom, I'm LTC. Me and the Jew locked in. That was my man. 50 grand at the point. So I'm running the whole joint now. LTC is the one that runs the joint. The C is just to stamp it, boom, and to make sure everything is thought out properly. So I'm gonna leave you with that. Part four at MCIJ is coming up next. This is the second beef we get in at MCIJ. All right, y'all. One love, like, share, subscribe, man. Show some support. I got 4,000 YouTube or TikTok followers. Come on, come with me. Take a ride because this is my real life. This is everything. True Bill even the stuff that makes me look like a sucker. I'm gonna tell y'all. So, but it is what it is. It ain't what it ain't, and do what it did. So hit me back, y'all.